Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
And of course, it's a pleasure to be with you for another night, another day, whatever time of the day it is that you're looking at this program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada. And of course, we have quite a bit of things to tell you about on the program tonight. We're going to get started right away. Now, the first thing that we have to tell you about, 3 men charged for incident at St. George's School. We'll talk to you about that. Authorities, they appeal to truck drivers for compliance as it relates to traversing the Jones Road. We'll talk to you about that. Gun and ammunition seized by police in Westerhall operation. We'll talk to you about that. Men have been arrested and charged. And 1 man has been charged for assaulting a 16-year-old boy with a gun as well. Independence Calypso Monarch, it moves to its next round. We'll talk to you about that. And also the continuation of the derelict vehicle tagging and removal. We'll talk to you about that. So we have quite a bit of things to tell you about on the program tonight. Again, we'd like to officially welcome everybody to tonight's program. My name is Mikey Hutchinson, and the pleasure is mine to be back with you for another day, folks. So we're taking a quick break, and when we come back, it could be real news in Oleli Lolo. So what trouble is that? You could be calling me that one. Anyway, so folks, we're taking a break, and we will be back with you shortly. All right, and remember, for those of you who have not yet shared the program, please go ahead and share the business. It's very important that you share the business. You know what I mean? So share the business, share the love, share the thing. All right, so folks, we're taking a break, and we will be back shortly. We want to remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Courts Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Real Value, IGA Supermarket, and of course, Superb Distributors. Folks, we're taking that break, and we'll be back.
Gifts of love with trade, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love with trade.
It's your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. 'Tis the season for holly jolly days at the communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Collect, share, and win with Coca-Cola. Here's your chance to win one of 3 Sony PlayStation 5 consoles when you enjoy original Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola.
Now, Coca-Cola ambush me, you know what I mean? They ambush. Anyway, yeah, boy, the thing nice too much. So you just, take your place on the program. So, all you, let's get right into the news. Now, the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Religious Affairs would like to inform residents of Good Hope and surrounding areas that due to ongoing refurbishment or rehabilitation work at the Good Hope Medical Station, the facility will be closed effective Tuesday, 17 January 2023. That is tomorrow, God's willing, and that's going to happen until further notice. Now, the ministry is aware, they say, of the needs of the people, all right? And it needs to continue the access to medical services and so on by the residents in the community. So as such, agreements, they say, have been made for those affected by the temporary closure of that particular facility to utilize the services available at the Pedmata Medical Station or the nearest health facility. Now, the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Religious Affairs appreciates, they say, the understanding and cooperation of the public in this matter, and sincerely apologize for the short notice and for any inconvenience that may be caused. All right, they say that the upgrade will enhance the facility and allow for the efficient delivery of services in a more comfortable environment. All right, so good. Oh, yeah. The next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, they say that the support is overwhelming this time around, and we are talking about the Independence Calypso Monarch. You understand? Yes, man. So this year's competition is going to be different. Mr. Adrian Marco, who has been around this competition for a very long time, says this is the first time in all these years seeing so much of entrance for the competition.
Well, I must say I'm very happy. I must say all the years I am working as coordinator of the Independence Calypso competition, this year is the greatest of all. Because this year we see 44 entries. When I will say it again, 44 entries for the Independence Calypso competition.
Now, the semis will be on the 28th of January 2023 at the Lasajes playing field. 21 Calypsonians have advanced to that round of judging, says Mark.
Right, from the launch, we said that we want 20 semi-finalists, and we had more than enough to select 20 because we had 44 in the preliminaries. And right now, I can safely say we have 20 semi-finalists. Added to that, because we got a tie for the 20th position, it happened now that we have 21 persons going into the semi-finals. So we have the names of the 21 now going into the semi-finals on the 28th of January at the Lassages playing field.
Now he gave the names of the semi-finalists.
The semi-finalists, we have Samantha Dixon, Heidi Charles, Otta Stevens, Sarana Mitchell, Teddy Christopher, Leon, Laura Richardson, Newton P., Monique Cummings, Jason Joseph, Godson Agard, Nivian Cox, Edison Francis, Joliba Regis, Michael Prince, Joseph Telesford, Abraham Lewis, Damian Lapompe, Ray Samuel, Narissa Battis, and Charlton Charles.
So something is happening. Why are there so many entrants for this year? Well, that might be attributed to the fact that the prize monies have been increased. Well, let Adrian tell us more about that.
Well, since the Calypsonians were clamoring for years that they would like to have an increase in prize monies. And I think this year, because there is an increase in prize money, I think it attracts a lot more Calypsonians to the competition. Like for instance, the first prize for the final itself is $10,000. And the appearance fee for the semi-finals is $2,000. So just imagine someone making the semi-finals, and going to the finals. They will pocket $4,500 because at the semi-finals, the appearance fee at the final, is $2,500. So you have $2,000 for the semi-finals and $2,500 for the finals. You naturally pocketing $4,500.
Okay, no problem. We are moving on. So, the next thing that we have to tell the board boy, we can tell you that the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transportation is in collaboration with the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and the Royal Grenada Police Force, and they would like to inform the general public of the continuation of the tagging and removal of derelict vehicles scheduled for January of 2023. Now, tagging is scheduled for the communities of Monjaloo, St. George, and Old Westerhall. Way! Old Westerhall, yes! Listen, there are 100 vehicles on the side of the road in Old Westerhall. The road don't look good already. So that's not bad. So Monjaloo, Old Westerhall, Red Gate, and Belle-Isle, St. David on Tuesday. So good, 17th January 2023. I want to see that for myself. I'm going to do a whole new story. I'm going for myself. You understand? Anyway, the derelict removal team will also be collecting vehicles with expired notices in Queen's Park, Mount Gay, Boca, and Mardi Gras, St. George on Tuesday, 17th January. So all that happening tomorrow. So they're going to tag vehicles that has not been tagged, and then there's going to be a period of time they're going to give them, and then if no action is taken, then they're going to be removing those vehicles, all right? So now for so the Monjaloo and so on, that they're going to be doing the tagging. But for the other communities that I mentioned, like Mount Gay and so on, and Queen's Park, they have been tagged before, and now these vehicles will be removed tomorrow, God's willing. Now, the public, you are informed to take note and be guided accordingly. The ministry wishes this day to thank the general public for your continued cooperation as they transform Grenada by safeguarding our environment, they say, and improving the health prospects for all. These activities are part of the National Cleanup and Beautification Project. All right. Oh yeah, we are moving on. Following a police investigation into an incident which transpired at St. George's School on Thursday last week. That's Thursday, 12th January 2023. Sheldon Clark, a 39-year-old. Jamal Clark, a 36-year-old. And Joshua Clark, a 19-year-old. All of Jean Anglais, seemingly family members, were each charged with the offense of disorderly behavior and trespass. Sheldon and Jamal were also charged with being in possession of an offensive weapon. Now, the men were granted bail in the sum of $4,000 with one surety. Now, they are scheduled to appear at the St. George's Magistrates Court on the 9th of March 2023. Now, we are moving on, okay? Another incident, boy. You understand? So that's gun thing. We have other incidents, well, not gun thing, that's school thing, but we'll tell you about gun thing just now. Here's this from the bishop. All citizens, he says, must be concerned about the upsurge of violence in the nation's schools, and when that violence involves children, all have a responsibility to seek to correct it. Suggestion by the Catholic Bishop of the Diocese of St. George's, Clyde Martin Harvey, who, in his own words, says it must be corrected in any way we can, whether with our own children or the children of others. Now, with a very recent spate of such incidents, Bishop Harvey was prompted to issue a statement in this regard. Now, Bishop Harvey is saying that education cannot take place in a context of violence or warfare, and that the recent incidents, however, indicate that parents are becoming the agents of such violence. Parents, he says, send their children to school to be educated and formed for life in society, and must never be the instigators of such violence. At times, Bishop Harvey goes on to state that tensions are usually taken beyond the school compound into the streets, and school staff now have the to protect their schools from further violence in the school after initial incidents. It says that any time a parent is seen to encourage a child to violence towards teachers or other children, that parent will be asked to remove his or her child from the school until the matter is fully investigated by the Ministry of Education, the Catholic Board, and the police. That's according to the bishop. And that pertains to maybe the schools that are run, the religious-based schools and government-based schools. Now, he says such behavior will not be tolerated in Catholic schools, and for that matter, it should not be tolerated in any school. In his own words, and I quote, "We cannot allow this situation to get beyond the control of those who bear responsibility for education in our small state. Our education system must focus now on both children and parents." Successful certification can never be enough. A deep and effective spiritual base for the system is absolutely necessary, unquote. Now, this is about more than saying prayers, it says. It says that, and may God give, it says, this is about more than saying prayers, and may God give wisdom and the courage to save the children and the school. All right, now, we have heard of several incidents happening at schools. I don't know what started this. So then there became something like a domino effect. You understand? There was this incident involving a lady, and then and the lady got charged by the police and so on. Then you have another incident where other people went into schools, and it's just like a domino effect. And so now the bishop is saying that they shouldn't be allowing that to happen. In other words, nipping that in the bud. You understand? So the police went ahead, they did their investigation, and 3 men were charged for an incident that happened in a school just last week. All right. Well, there's an incident involving a 16-year-old. You understand? But before we tell you that, let's do it in order. There was an operation in Westerhall. Gun and ammunition. One gun and ammunition was seized by police. And that happened on the weekend. Now, to tell us more about that, we have Corporal Sherwin Noel. Now, Corporal Noel is attached to the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
On Saturday, the 14th day of January 2023, during an operation at Westerhall St. David's, police intercepted a vehicle. There were 3 persons in that vehicle. The vehicle was searched and 1.38 pistol along with 2 rounds of ammunition was found. As a result, Ryan Cato, 22 years old laborer of Boca St. George, Ali Charles, 30 years, mechanic of Latta St. Patrick's, and Dorian Felix, 22 years old, cashier of Bellevue St. David's, were all charged with possession of a firearm and possession of ammunition.
No, it doesn't stop there. Police also charged one of those individuals, for possession of a firearm and assaulting a schoolboy with that ammunition, with that gun.
In a separate incident, Ali Charles was charged for assaulting a 16-year-old male of Palmer St. David's with a deadly instrument, to wit a gun. They would all appear at the St. David's Magistrate Court on Tuesday, the 17th day of January 2023. The police are also investigating those persons for similar matters in St. Andrew.
You understand? Anyway, I leave that talk there. I find that in recent times, we've been hearing and witnessing quite a bit of gun-related incidents, don't you think? We have reported on quite a bit of gun-related matters in the past month. Is this something that is emerging? I mean, the good thing is we have not had any shootings that result in death and stuff like that. But in terms of gun possession, this is something that we have to watch. I've been doing this for years, and I've reported on more gun-related matters in the past month or 2 than I probably would have reported over a period of 2 or so years. You know, and it does concern me that we are almost now hearing about a gun-related matter every week. I know Trinidad has a serious problem with that, and I'm hoping that that is not branching off. I know Trinidad and St. Lucia have a serious gun problem, illegal gun problem. In fact, right now, Trinidad, they're struggling to put a handle on this. Same with St. Lucia. So I'm hoping that Grenada is not following that pattern. I'm just hoping that this is just, a one-off thing. But it ain't pretty. You know what I'm saying? It don't pretty. It don't pretty at all. So, let me leave that talk. You understand? Let me leave that talk. So, what else we have for you? I see that we are We're running out of time. We have to start preparing for the national report. Some of you who have not yet shared the program, we would like to encourage you to share the program and remind you that this program is simultaneously broadcast on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel that we would like to tell you about. So check out our YouTube channel, and probably you can send that to people who do not have Facebook and they would like to view our program. They can check us out there via YouTube, okay, folks? So let's take a quick break and come back. And when we come back, what we will have for you is the national report. We will also have for you the weather. So stay tuned. We will be back. And again, if you have not yet done so, we always like to encourage people. If you have not yet done so, share the program, man. Before we go, the police say, Mikey, please tell them on the program. Because now is the start of the inspection period of motor vehicle. The police tell me to tell all that when I come in and inspect all the vehicle, they bring all the whole family with all them, because they will have to come out of the vehicle and it slows down the process. So they say they know, they understand, but please try your best to not bring your entire family in the vehicle when you're coming to have your vehicles inspected. They tell me to tell all your da. So I tell all your da. Nothing added, nothing removed. Just as how they tell me to tell all the business. They say people come in, their grandmother, and then and granny coming down, granny had to take she time, and then them children crying, and then that one taking the, and that one had to go back in the vehicle for the tablet, and all kind of meaning thing. So they say, you know what? When you come in there, be very businesslike. You're coming to do the inspection of your motor vehicle, and please try not to have the whole family, the extended family, there at that time, okay? And the inspection is happening at the, what do you call it, at the station? What do you call it again? At the National Stadium. Oh, and there is one thing, I think we still have time to tell all of that, right? Now, the authorities are appealing to persons to desist from driving big trucks in the Joneswood area. All right? They are appealing to people to please avoid doing that. All right? And we will have more for it tomorrow, God's willing. Okay? We will have more for it tomorrow, God's willing. Because I see that there, ting. Audio, I'm taking a break now. Not coming back.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
We got the call on our way home that something was wrong. When we got here, we saw that the entire house was engulfed in flames. Just sitting there and looking at basically your whole life investment going up in flames. It did take a toll on us as a family. Once we decided to rebuild, the thought came up to use the Housing Authority of Grenada. After they sent in their quotation, which we thought was very, very reasonable, we decided to go with Housing Authority of Grenada. They were very helpful. They visited the site weekly. The staff was very professional. The contractor was very professional. They delivered our house on time. The quality of work was amazing. And as you can see today, we are not disappointed. I would definitely recommend Housing Authority of Grenada for all your construction needs. With their affordable costs, high level of customer service, guidance, and building expertise, they will help you as they help us.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Batteries. All roads lead to Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries for all applications: cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, medium and heavy duty trucks, construction equipment, generators, boats and more. European made with the highest amps and comes with a 12 months warranty. Yes, you heard it right. 1 year with the best quality and price. Quality Services Limited for the best deals on batteries. First left of the Lansopines Road. Call 444-4323 or WhatsApp 410-8070 or 405-7010. Quality Services Limited for all batteries.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
New me in 2023! Coming to Cots Optical today and enjoy up to 35% off your frames and lenses with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today on www.cotsoptical.com. At Cots Optical, our comprehensive eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. New me 2023 with glasses from Cots Optical. Value you can see.
Allied Laboratories welcomes you. You can find us here on Gladstone Road in Grenville, in the building next to Calico, on the second floor, adjacent to Dr. Isaac's office. Or you can find us here on Grand Anse Main Road, adjacent to South Winds, opposite the entrance of XL Plaza. Contact our Grenville branch at 410-3488 or 419-1588 or send us an email at alliedlabgrenville@gmail.com. You can contact our Grand Dance branch at 403-3488 or 404-3488 or send us an email at alliedlabstgeorge@gmail.com.
Fit for life and allied laboratories. We're taking care of Grenada.
Prime Minister says rethinking the operations of the RGPF will ensure officers can focus on their core duties. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
My name is Jefferson Antoine, and the name of my business is Deb's Honey. Well, I've been in this line of work for 3 years now. What gets me inspired is because I do agriculture, so I'm looking for pollination, and bee is one of the best pollinators you have. Some of the challenges I face is with material, frames, board, lumber. Well, there are no place really selling machines and things, so you have to look online and so forth. Well, the grant actually helped me to boost my business because I will have more boxes. I get a machine again. As coming up, you know, most of the money you make in the honey, you have to spend it back in material. So, you know, you get a nice break from that. In 5 years, I see this business much bigger than now. Is a yes for sis?
With the details to the news for Monday, 16th January, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, says there is a need to rethink some of the operations of the Royal Grenada Police Force so that officers are not stretched thin, undertaking duties that may be better suited to civilian organizations. He was speaking with officers attached to the Carriacou and Petit Martinique police stations during a visit to the sister islands over the weekend. Prime Minister Mitchell told the officers that with many of them being overextended, as was indicated in discussions with Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin, there is a need for strategic rethinking and operating to ensure that they can efficiently undertake the task for which they are assigned.
There has to be a realignment and a conversation as to what is core policing and what are issues that the police currently do that frankly may be better suited for other organizations. And I've highlighted some areas, starting from the entire issue of transportation, logistics, licensing of vehicles. All of these things could properly be carried out by civilians. And so that police officers don't have to address it. To a large extent, even the regulation of traffic can be carried out by civilian traffic wardens, etc. And the government, and I'm using it as a continuum, has engaged several tens of traffic wardens and so on, and yet still I think the police still find themselves having to spend the time actually doing more of the traffic regulation than the wardens themselves. So it means we have to train these wardens. We have to make sure we're taking in the people with the right ability and aptitude so that the police can concentrate on actual policing. Cybersecurity, financial intelligence, all of these things are things which have been added to the police, and perhaps rightly so, but there are other areas where the police, in my mind, should properly have this sent over to civilian bodies so that police officers are not stretched beyond the limit.
He says these types of engagements are critical as his administration proceeds with plans to transform and improve police service throughout the state. Among the concerns raised by the officers during the engagement were the conditions of the work environment at both stations, along with a treatment of officers.
But we've noted the comments in terms of the general state of the facility. And I'm sure that together with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, that we can give an undertaking to try and address some of these matters as quickly as possible. One of the reasons our approach is to engage with people as much as possible is that a lot of the suggestions for simple things that could improve the conditions under which people operate or live or work are, in my view, quite easily attainable if we have involvement of persons. So your suggestion, for example, with the catchment area, are things which, in my mind, together with community involvement, business involvement, and a little political will, are issues in my mind that sometimes could happen on a weekend and could be solved.
Another critical issue for the officers was the pay and grade of policemen and women.
I was made aware of the pay and grade system before I became the Prime Minister, and after becoming the Prime Minister, I've given the commitment, but prior to that we will address it. I've already indicated that the government negotiating team, led by Mr. Monarch, is engaging with the police welfare to discuss it. So I've actually sat down with them. I've identified it as a priority. But before we can give a timeline by which, this is a matter that has to be negotiated. So the timeline for negotiating it has already started. It means your welfare association has to have a conversation with the rank and file as to how we come up with a proposal that we can agree with. I'm being very honest, you're not going to get everything that you want because the government simply doesn't have the resources to give you everything that we want. But we're certainly prepared to give as much as we can within the limited resources of the government. So it has to be negotiated. From the government side, we are prepared to start the conversation like yesterday. Once the police welfare is prepared to start the conversation like yesterday. But there are other things happening. There's the pay and grade issue. There's also salary negotiations. In a sense, fortunately, for the year 2023, your salary increase is already negotiated and agreed. But then there's 2024 and then there's 2025. And as much as we're talking to police officers here, the government doesn't just have police officers as its employees. And to a large extent, the government operates by precedent. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. And so to that extent, we try and be, there are peculiarities because there are things police officers deal with that teachers don't deal with or nurses don't deal with. But we certainly want to be, at least in terms of the core issues, as fair and as consistent as possible. So,
despite the present challenges, officers were urged to continue to do their best as government works towards finding solutions to the many problems affecting them. Government's public engagements continue as it seeks to devise the best way forward for the Marketing and National Importing Board and its many stakeholders. Prime Minister Mitchell led a delegation to Carriacou over the weekend to hold public consultations to chart the way forward for the MNIB. It follows similar exercises in St. Andrew and St. John last week. Three options are being looked at: either a complete shutdown of MNIB with the creation of a new entity, a partial closing of some aspects of MNIB with government assuming some of the debt, or the government continuing to pump money into the MNIB in hope that the board can find effective managers to turn things around. Understanding that Carriacou and PT Martinique depend solely on agriculture and fishing, Prime Minister Mitchell explained that the MNIB depots and packing houses will remain open to serve the public during the restructuring process.
The Ministry of Agriculture and the government is committed to, as much as we can, helping to see how we can help to reduce the cost of inputs. Whether it's in fertilizers, whether it's encouraging national composting, whether it's how we can address irrigation, whether it's how we can grant concessions for other inputs that have to be imported. We are committed to doing everything within reason because at the end of the day, tax revenue is how the government operates from. The intention will never be to simply shut down and take a whole long period before we restart. In fact, we do recognize that we will need a technical working group. I mean, part of that is part of what we've been discussing. And I'm saying, to some extent, MNIB has depots and it has packaging houses. And that aspect of MNIB is the core of MNIB. And so even if we are doing a restructuring, it is likely that those things will remain open to service farmers, to service the public. We just have to make sure that we do it in a manner that's efficient, in a manner that's clear, so that the farmers, the public understands what is happening, and that the people who we put in the interim to manage that process have the competence to do so, so that as we begin the process of revamping MNIB, it will be successful.
Agriculture Minister Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas told residents of Carriacou that the intention is to revamp the entire agriculture sector in the process of restructuring MNIB. He assured that Carriacou will benefit tremendously from the upcoming programs and projects to roll out the new approach to agriculture.
We'll be having quite a few programs coming up in a couple of weeks, and definitely Carriacou
despite they have their own budget, and Minister Tevin prepare to make sure that Carriacou get the fair share of the cake, a large portion of the Ministry of Agriculture budget will be going to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Every program that is being implemented in Grenada, once it's appropriate, Carriacou will be part and parcel of it.
Some of the recommendations from the Carriacou consultation include giving authority to the local Farmers Association to manage MNIB, an increase in investment in agriculture and farmers by government.
One of the things that you would hear a lot of farmers complain about is the cost of the inputs. So we still have to, in building on that, we still have to pay mind in terms of the negotiation, how farmers will be able to pay for their labor and their tools, their cost, the input supplies, and so forth in regards to keeping the marketing board open. So just remember that there is something called opportunity costs, the cost of foregone alternatives.
I would like to suggest to the government of Grenada respectfully that you divest the Carriacou MNIB depot and that you invest it into the Carriacou Farmers Association. The Farmers Association has been crying out for governmental assistance, and now at the point of restructuring, where the needs of the farmers and the needs of the government seem to meet, this may be a good time for the two bodies to sit down and to discuss what is the future of the Carriacou depot. We may have to pay the workers, you may have to pay the workers for them, and maybe some bills, but for the most part, allow the Carriacou Farmers Association to run Carriacou MNIB.
See, I think a lot of wastage take place in MNIB. A lot of, yes, spoilage takes place. I don't know if it's over-ordering, if it's under support, but I know we go to MNIB a lot to expect them to have the food, the fruits, to no avail. So one of the things I want to recommend is that from Carriacou and Petit Martinique, we have representative on the board who we can speak to, because you hear people complaining, I go there to sell my goods and this is what they want to pay me. Or I have a complaint, who do I complain to? So we need some representation on the directorate of MNIB so that we can be heard from Carriacou and Petit Martinique standpoint.
Continuing the news, reports of non-adherence by residents of Molyneux and surrounding areas who continue to ignore and remove signs erected by the contractors restricting access to the area under construction have reached the desk of the Infrastructure Minister, Honorable Dennis Cornwall. During a visit to the project site on Friday, Honorable Cornwall told members of the media that the illegal act by residents must stop, as they are putting themselves in harm's way and creating unnecessary delays on the project site. He said if the problem persists, the Ministry of Infrastructure will engage the RGPF for support. The minister said government has made it clear that residents will have to make sacrifices in order for the project to be executed.
I have said before, and I continue to say to the people of Molyneux, this project is an ongoing project. They are continuing to see small slippages and so on. It means that the area is still very unstable. We will continue to beg and plead that you do not traverse the area. It's for your own good. I would say that if you continue, we would have no other choice but to at least enforce the law. I have also noticed that there are areas where the signs are pulled down by the residents or damaged by the residents or removed by the residents, and I think that is illegal and they should refrain from doing such things.
Honorable Cornwall said drivers must adhere to the rules as stipulated by the relevant authorities.
If we don't, we'll be a nation of persons who do not adhere to the laws. The laws are placed to ensure we can conduct business in a particular way. The construction of this project here is to ensure that at the end of the day we can build a safe barrier so that the road can be built and continue progress on this part of the country. So if you do not allow the contractor to do the work in a safe environment, we are basically impeding the progress of the project. Today we have here with us now also replacing the pipes that we have said earlier on and so on, and I am happy to see that. It means that progress is taking place right here on the site. But we need the public to continue adhering to the regulations, the rule, the signage, and so on. If not, we'll be having further delays, and I do not want this project to be delayed because of the non-adherence of the people who continue to think they should pass through the area here.
Work is expected to intensify in the coming week as NAWASA is nearing completion in the rerouting of its pipelines from the immediate construction area. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
I think I've decided. I want this one.
Excuse me. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Can you tell me why it is you decided to purchase this fridge?
Sure, because it's a lot cheaper, looks good, and if I should say, does the same job as all the others.
I see. Can I show you something?
No problem.
See what the sign says? It said this appliance uses natural refrigerants.
So...
This refrigerator uses green cooling technology with natural refrigerant, which is environmentally friendly and does not hamper to the environment and the ozone layer. Equipments like these will greatly reduce your electricity bill, last longer, perform better, and protect the environment, and will give you the peace of mind in knowing that you are doing your part in creating a more environmentally responsible world for current and future generations.
So you're telling me that this fridge right here may cost a little more now, but I can save on my electricity bill? It will perform better and last longer than this other one and have all the things you just said?
Oh yeah.
Remember, when purchasing an AC or refrigerator for your home or business, be sure to ask for the one that uses natural refrigerants. Go green.
Let's beware, let's beware. Cool it going green, you hear? So the ozone layer won't disappear. So let's go green, using natural refrigerants. Let's go green.
Welcome back. Residents of PT Martinique had the opportunity over the weekend to add their voices to the Marketing and National Importing Board debacle. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team journeyed to the island to wrap up public engagements as they prepared to deliberate on the best solution for MNIB. The residents, like those in neighboring Carriacou, are happy that government has decided to fix this problem that has been affecting the advancement of the local agriculture industry for years.
I sold like, let's say about $60 worth of my crops, because that's, everybody knows the prices at the MNIB is low for the farmers. And it took me almost 3 months to get a check for $60-something, which I think is really, that means the MNIB is in a really bad position. Somehow I think that basically the MNIB needs to refocus. If it takes shutting it down, I know it's hard to say people where you have to go and you have to come back, but when you're in business, you must realize that there's a point where you need to stop and start again. So I would recommend personally stop and start again, see whatever the country needs to pay off, and you start fresh. You don't want to move forward with all these debts because it's going to hang over you.
I don't see why we need to continue with the marketing board. I don't think it has service purpose. We used to have one right across there a long time ago. Nothing. Yeah, and that went down, then the bank tried. So we've seen the marketing board have made its time. I like when you talk about the like investors having people to invest in the marketing board revamped, come again in a different name. A lot of companies rebirth themselves as a different name, as a different brand. So we might want to, for example, TCB came back as Red Land. So they come back as different name and they revamp with new management and everything. That about the workers, you will figure that out, you're brilliant. So I'm not worried about that part. But I really think the marketing board has come to the end of its road.
Because of the lack of export markets for marketing board, I believe hence the reason why you have a problem, and then you have lost spoilage that marketed boat takes. If you purchase and you have spoilage and you do not turn over that goods, eventually you would run into a deficit. So I don't see that the closure of marketing board. What I see is the revamping of the statutory body. And another thing is that government should look for serious capital financing. So for instance, you went to Alba meeting and we never really get any funding from Alba. So if you can, tap some resources from Alba and put it into the agriculture industry, I believe that we could be able to revamp the agriculture industry in the way that I believe that the industry should be revamped.
Finally in the news, the government of Grenada through Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell over the weekend handed over the keys of a brand new refrigerated truck to Minister for Carriacou and PT Martinic Affairs and Local Government Honorable Tevin Andrews. The truck is a gift from the government and people of Japan. Prime Minister Mitchell said it was an honor to be able to make the presentation as his government's transformation agenda includes improvement in all sectors throughout the state.
The whole point of government is to serve the citizens. And the wealthier we can make the citizens, or the more we can move them out of poverty, really that's the greatest degree of satisfaction that I think people in governance can ask for. And so first let me thank the people and the government of Japan for their generosity. Grenada and Japan has a long collaborative history when it comes to the marine economy and fishing in particular. The minister has indicated to me, in addition to the refrigerated truck that we're going to hand over, that ice machine facilities has also been handed over to the citizens in PT Martinique. And so I also want to place on record my appreciation to the people of Japan and the government of Japan for their continued generosity to the people of Grenada. So it is really for me to hand over. I'm happy to be here to do that. I expect that I would probably benefit by eating fish from PT Martinique and Carriacou in Grenada, not just up here, as a result of this, and that they could assist us, again, in terms of boosting fish production, fish processing and fish exploitation from PT Martinique and Carriacou.
Honorable Tevin Andrews said the new truck will result in improved fish handling service in Carriacou. He also used the opportunity to thank his colleague member of cabinet for the ice machine that will soon be installed in PT Martinique.
Carriacou and PT Martinique, I believe that Carriacou and PT Martinique in particular is is the fishing capital. Although my colleague MP for St. John's would differ. And we have not been doing much in the past for fisheries or fisher folks here in Carriacou and PT Martinique. And I'm happy that we have been blessed and we are now benefiting from this freezer truck. But I also want to put on record that for 2023, the fisher folks of Carriacou and PT Martinique, it's a happy moment for them, because not only are we gifted with the freezer truck, but very soon work will start on the Windward Fisheries. In addition to the truck, there is also delivery of an ice machine to the fishermen, the Fisheries Corporation, Fishermen Corporation or Cooperative of PT Martinique. So I'm also happy with that as well. So the people of the fisher folks of Carriacou and PT Martinique are benefiting a lot from this initiative, and I'm very proud of that.
That story just ended the national report for Monday, January 16th, recapping the top story. Prime Minister says rethinking the operations of the RGPF will ensure officers can focus on their core duties. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Rakisha, and the rest of the GIS news team. And of course, we look forward to your news every night. We appreciate it. And what we have to do now is take a look at the weather as submitted by the Met Office. We can tell you that the weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief early morning showers. Minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to northeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 6 feet in open waters. Now, in terms of tomorrow, Tuesday, we can tell you that the weather is expected to be generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy at times, with few brief showers increasing in cloudiness overnight with some brief widely scattered showers. Tomorrow's temperature is expected to be in the max of 29 degrees Celsius and a minimum 23.5 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas expected to be moderate to slightly rough, waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly swells. And a small craft advisory will remain in effect for tomorrow, Tuesday. That's as far as we can take you for tonight. We want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We have you on YouTube to say thank you to, and we're always happy that you're there with us. Glenora, Marcel, Suzanne, Laverne, Tonia, Anya, and everyone else on YouTube. We want to say hello to you. Likewise, we would like to also say hello to those of you who are on Facebook. So we have, for example, Java, Dillian, Velma, Zaka, Antoinette, is it? Yes, Antoinette, Hillary, Delian and Della, Bermuda, Michelle, and Hazeland, hello. And who else? We have Velma again, we have Diana, we appreciate you as well, Kirin, blessings to you, Eunice, Donna, Yvonne, and Jacinta. Rabi is with us as well. And who else? Well, everyone, actually. We appreciate your company, and we are hoping to see every one of you here tomorrow, God's willing, you know? Like every one of you. I don't want to not see any one of you because your absence will be felt. Okay? So we're hoping to see you tomorrow, God's willing. Sue, hello to you. All the best to you as well. And who else? Yeah, everybody, family and friends, my mom, my sisters, you know, the pleasure is mine to be back with you every time to serve you as, you know, being your humble servant. So remember that life is really short, and there are a lot of things that you should appreciate out of this life. You know, sometimes it may get tough, sometimes it may get rough, but do not allow that to take away from the good moments that life presents you with. Yeah, we hear that a lot of people are here today and tomorrow they are gone. Just make the best out of your life. Trust me, no matter what, make the best out of your life. Okay, Dolores, and Bethel, Deidre, blessings to you as well. Okay, so just know that I love and appreciate every one of you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless your family as well. So let's do this. I'm tired. Let's do this. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Java, we all say, Ja! No. And again, for those, Sarika, for those of you who, well, Sarika shared, right? But for those of you who have not yet shared, I would like to encourage you to please do so. Delian is always the sharer of the, you understand? Delian shares like it's hot bread. New Sylvester as well. Shares like it's hot bread. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, I get the alerts and I say, well, whoa, you know. Richie, blessings to you. Eunice, I see that you're sharing as well. So blessings to you, okay? So Luan, blessings too, okay? So guys, take care, all right? Take care, take care, take care, take care. God bless you. See you tomorrow, God's willing, all right? In one piece. Goodbye.